Premier Danielle Smith visited Lethbridge to campaign for UCP Lethbridge-West nominee John Middleton-Hope. Now, the two of them, alongside Affordability and Utilities Minister Nathan Neudorf, began door-knocking in our city on Monday to drum up support for Middleton-Hope ahead of the soon-to-be-called by-election. Premier Smith says that she's waiting on Naheed Nenshi to run for a seat for himself before calling multiple by-elections.
I had thought that by now, he's been elected since June. I kind of thought one of his caucus members would step down for him. And in the interest of taxpayers, it would be nice to have both of those by-elections at the same time. And so he has a few more weeks to see if one of his candidates, one of his MLAs will step up and make way for him so that he can be in the legislature. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll call the by-election. It's a lot easier to have two by-elections at once rather than do this one and then in a couple of months do another one. And so if he wants to get into the legislature, now's the time to do it. He's got 14 MLAs in Calgary. He's got 20 MLAs in Edmonton. Surely one of them should be willing to step aside to make room for him. We're just so delighted to have someone with John's experience. We of course know that law and order and public safety is an increasing concern for people. To have somebody who has that on-the-ground experience of having run a police force is going to give a lot of insight into our decision-making at the caucus table.
Now, in response, NDP leader Naheed Nenshi had this to say: "When the opportunity presents itself, I will jump in, but I'm not going to bribe an MLA to step aside from what is their life stream to serve as a member of the legislature just so I can get a seat and be in question period. If Danielle wants to create a vacancy for me in Calgary, I'd be thrilled." Premier Smith was also asked about her continued fight against Bill C-69, which would put an emissions cap on oil and gas production here in Alberta. Now, that is something she's not in favor of. She said her government will continue to try to work toward a solution. Otherwise, they'll see the Trudeau government back in court.
We sent a letter to Justin Trudeau once again saying that the revisions that they made were cosmetic and in bad faith, quite frankly. The Supreme Court told them that they cannot be legislating in provincial area of jurisdictions, and they thought by changing a couple of words that we wouldn't notice, that they hadn't changed it at all. So we did the work, we went through, we've given them draft amendments, and we've said change it, otherwise we'll see you in court again, because it certainly isn't living up to what the court told them to do. Once again, they want to continue to bring through regulations that will damage our industry. We know that an emissions cap is actually a production cap, and we're just not going to stand for it. So I wish that they would collaborate with us, because the entire country benefits when Alberta does well.
The full interview with Premier Danielle Smith, Minister Nathan Neudorf, and UCP Lethbridge-West candidate John Middleton-Hope is available on our website at bridgecitynews.ca, or you can also check it out on the BCN YouTube page.